Hi, welcome back to My Messy Fingers. I'm working on another signature and I've got lots of flaps and pages, trying to get comfortable with changing up my style a little bit. So as you can see in the last video, I wanted to show you that I got a little discombobulated. But once I was off camera and could focus on the tie, it did tie up rather nice. You know, I need to kind of maybe trim this up just a smidgen here. It did tie up really nice. I'm trying to avoid using a lot of magnets. So I wanted to show you that I did finally get it. It took a little bit of practice, but I did finally get it. All right, moving on to this one. I'm going to kind of unfold this in the direction that it's all got to come back together so I can get down here. And then we'll start putting it all together. All right, we're going to have a bottom pocket. Oh, I missed my tape. And I am going to continue to use my tape. I know it's a lot, but I'm not comfortable gluing a bunch of things. I have a tendency to want to take things off, so please use the adhesive medium that you are the most comfortable with using. Okay, so now this measures, it should be about 2 1/4, yes, by my width, which is 7 1/2. So this is 2 1/4 by 7 1/2. It is 7:30 a.m. where I am, and it is muggy, so I feel bad for those of you who live constantly in a muggy environment. I get it. We're just having unseasonably warm weather. All right, forgot to ink this. I may have forgotten to ink several pages, so you're going to have to bear with me. I do like to get rid of the white edges. And I am using VersaFine as my black ink on this album. It has a sharpness, a crispness that I was after. And then I'm going to glue this in place. And I used some of the long stickers off of the sticker sheet to go down the middle. Now I'm trying to remember which way this went. Oh, isn't that too funny? Which I totally forgot. Are the wings on the top or are they on the bottom? Let me see if I can't catch an image on something over here. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to put it on and hope that it looks correct. I'm going to put it so that the wings are on the top. I didn't pay attention when I took it out of the package. And it's been a couple days since I built this, so I tend to forget those little tiny details. Okay, we're going to make this have a little pretty gem border. I'm going to smudge that one in there a little bit. Okay, and then I was going to take, that was all I was doing there. But I am going to take one of the little cards. I'm using Beetlejuice. You can use whatever you want. and I'm going to create an upper tuck up here so that you've got a pocket, but then you've also got a tuck maybe for those smaller items that you're afraid you're going to lose inside this big pocket. Well, it's not that big, but still, you know what I'm saying. All right, now let's work on our left side panel. Okay, this panel here measures 5 across by 7 3/4 in height, and we have a 1/2 inch score and then a 5/8 inch score line. On the inside, we're going to put in 2 smaller flaps, and they measure 4 3/8 by 5 1/2, and you're going to score it a 1/2 inch, and you're going to want 2 of these. And they're just simply going to sit right down here. I may need to trim these up a bit because what I don't want is them sitting on top of that gusset. Yeah, I'm going to take just a hair off. Okay, there's that one. Now let's see here how this one's going to sit. I need to do the same thing here. Just a fraction of an inch. It's like trimming the fuzz off of a sweater. You don't need to take too much. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to get this on first. I'm going to come right up to this 1/2 inch score line. And then it's important to push back on this 5/8 score line a little bit because I really want it pronounced so that it will stand up on its edge, on the gusseted edge. Now we're going to add these. Now what I did do was very gently just angle cut the corners so that it would look nicer when we go to put the paper on. Pull that in and then give it a good burnish. Now I'm going to turn it upside down so I can see it. And then I'm going to come right up to the corner. Make sure that it's nice and flush here across the top. Okay, so that's our 2 flaps on this side. And then we're going to add this piece because I need it on to place the magnet. So this one measures at 6 across, 5 1/4 high. You're going to score it at a 1/2, and then you're going to do a 3/4 inch score. And then I'm just going to kind of eyeball this to be in the center. And we're going to come right up to the 3/4 inch score line so that this gusset that we're creating folds over the 1/2 inch gusset that we just built. And then we're going to give it just a nice little burnish. And then I'm going to push back on this because I do want to reinforce that. So this is going to come forward nice and snug. All right. Now on this side, we are going to cut 2 panels that measure 6 by 3 7/8. You're going to do a 1/2 inch score. And then we're going to put them in here like so. I waste so much energy trying to line that up and then flip it over, and then I got to line it up again. The struggle is real. Okay, I'll be quiet. And then here's the next one. Now, when I cut these, I was wanting to get them nice and snug so that there was a little bit of a gap in between them, but that they line up top and bottom. And I ended up with a little bit of pushback because of this gem, so I am going to remove this so that I can realign this. I thought I could leave that, but I can't. So let me get out my surgical tool here. And then I'm going to push that back in there. Right up to that gusset. There, it lines up so much better. All right, now, this piece measures 6 3/4 inches across by the 7 3/4 in height. You're going to have a 1/2 inch score and a 5/8 of an inch score. Oh, no tape. And then I'm going to come right up to that 1/2 inch score line. And then we'll probably get just a tad bit pushback because I'm laying over. I'm going to come off that just a smidgen. There. Actually, that worked out pretty good. Push back. Let's re-encourage that score line to do its job. So it's going to sit up like this. Now, my intent was to create a band that would come across and then close everything. But I went and put, I can just turn it over. Okay, so this piece measures 5 inches by 2.5, and you're going to have a 1/2 inch score and a 3/4 inch score. But I'm going to reverse these, right? Yeah, because I want the magnet on the top. I'm going to reverse these. I still have, you know what, I'm going to take this off because all it's doing is causing me heartache here. I want this on the top. I got the magnet in the wrong spot. I've changed the design on this several times. See, now this is going to wrap this way. And then we'll put the magnets on. All right, so we're going to come just up to that 1/4 inch score line. Now, I cut these corners, and it wasn't necessary in the end. But when I was first attempting to put it on, I thought that I needed to do that. So you don't need to if you don't want to. So if I'm at 7 3/4, I've got 1, 2, about 2 5/8. Here's 1, 2. I need to move this way just a bit. All right, so let's put our magnet on now that we know where I'm putting it. I'm such a goof. And then I'm going to get my other magnet. So it's going to go on that way. But I need to get a piece of paper to put here. And then I'm going to take a smidgen of tape. And I'm just going to fold these over so I have better tape coverage. All right, make sure that all of my gussets are standing up nice and flat. And then I will push that down. And voila. Okay, so let's start covering. And I really hope I remember what I've done. Okay, so let me put this here because I wanted this. No, it was this piece on the outside. And then this piece was going to go here on the inside. Now, I generally tape these on, but this is such a small piece that if I end up ruining it to get back into that magnet, oh, I like that side so much better. Oh, I can't. Oh, I can use it in here. No, I'm going to stick with my plan. What can I blame my indecisiveness on? All right, just kind of line it right up. I don't need a big, huge borders. The eye of Newt, I'm just going to create a little side pocket that you can tuck something small in here. And I'm going to set it at an angle so that it creates a different appearance. You can put a little tag in there. You can put some tickets in there. And that's just going to slide in just like that. Now it's going to be easier for me to do it that way. All right. Now, I wanted to put something on this, and I just totally spaced. Nah, I don't like that. trying to use up some of these stickers. Not long enough. I'll think of something. We can always come back to this. So over here, I'm going to start to build this side. I have cut this piece. I want it right here. And then when this folds over, you have the blue that's helping to pull that color through. And because this is a bigger piece, I am going to tape it in. I was watching some videos the other day and I was feeling bad because my tabletop here just came across as kind of being cluttered, but I'm a crafter. And those of you who can keep clean desktops, hats off to you. I saw a few, and I think that's pretty incredible that you can be so successful and do that, because I can't. It's just not in my... I'm going to put this under here so I can put a break in that black. It's just not in my nature to fuss and worry about how clean everything is. I can only kind of focus on one thing at a time, and it's either my crafting or it's my cleaning, and this just went on crooked. Well, goof girl. And here I thought I was doing such a fine job. This is not starting off good. So how about if I do it this way? So I can see what I'm lining up here. So much better. And then these are roses, and some of these leaves could be interpreted as thorns. So I'm using thorn of a rose as a tuck here. And this I can just do a little bit of a glue. Down here on the bottom. And then I'm going to flip this over. Now, see, this is, okay. Flip this over, and which side? It was this side. These are, by the way, these are all out of the 8x8. I did use some 12x12s, and I'll tell you about those when I get there. But these are all out of the 8x8s. I do have some panels coming up here, panel covers that I did use some 12x12s on, simply because I don't want to run out of 8x8s. And I had plenty of the 12x12s left over. All right. Now, this piece here. I didn't ink this. when I trim my papers, I try to leave about 1/16 of an edge, sometimes more. It just depends upon what my eyeball caught that day. But I try to leave about 1/16 all the way around because I want the cardstock to be in the background, not the foreground. Okay, so we're going to now flip this over. And then I went this direction, and then on the underside I did this, but I can see here I did not ink these as well. Okay, so while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and put these in. This is 12 by 12 paper right here. $12 by 12 paper. Now these flaps can go either way. Depends upon, what your eye wants to see. Now this is 12 by 12. I can tell by the size of the card. And this is my long piece to go here in this center. Oops, come here. I'm just going to slide that right in there. And then it doesn't really matter. It just, whatever your preference for visual, whether you want it that direction, this direction, or you could just do them both this way. And because I haven't inked anything, I'm kind of liking this. So this is what I'm going to do. And these are 12 by 12 papers. So I'm going to put that one up there. Oops, come on. Get down there. Okay. This, I took off the sticker sheets, tick-tock, and it's going to come right down here as a bottom tuck. oops, don't stick. Just about 1/4 of an inch off the top, off the bottom. And you can see we got a nice little tuck right there. And it continues that flow, so I'm glad I made that change. All right, so now over here, we're gonna start with the inside. I wanted to put another small pocket over here, and this measures in at 2 inches by the 7 3/4. So 2 by 7 3/4. All right. Oh, I can't put that on yet. Ah, glad I caught myself. Okay, so this is 12 by 12. No, this is 8 by 8. And I'm just going to ink it and glue it right into place. All right, now I can put this down. Being mindful of my gusset. That's interesting. I was going to put this, but I find this kind of interesting. This is out of the 8 by 8. I think I'm going to do that. It's just different. So you can, I'm taking this out of my scraps, so you can use whatever scrap piece you want. I just wanted to break up some of this color, and that's why I was going to do the blue, but I get just as much break in color by using this piece, and it's just different. Artistic impression. Haha. Oh, well. And now I've got some strips of these little black gems that I want to put up here. These are some leftovers, so I'm going to piece them in here. And then I will cut what I need. There's this piece here that, this piece, I'd rather keep the long piece. Oh, I have to cut this. And I think I needed to take one off the end. Yeah, there we go. Oops, a little off center a little bit. All right. So now we have a nice little pocket tuck right there. Now let's move to the inside. And these are out of the 12 by 12. And I'm using what feels like to me is to be a repeat because I've got this panel. Well, you know what, maybe I'll do it this way. But I have these 12 by 12 strips. Well, that's not going to work. So I need to put one here. And I'm going to have to put one here. Okay, so not sure what the deal is with that piece. Too late. Anyway, I'm using up some of my 12 by 12 simply because I don't want to cut into another 12 by 12 just to create a different piece of paper, visual paper. So that's why I'm going to end up, and see in the back side of this are cards. So I can kind of minimize that appearance by doing this. Just depends upon which way you want the flaps to fall. I apologize. I try to keep these videos short by pre-inking everything, but I didn't realize that I had not done them. Getting glue everywhere. Now, I wanted to, in here, create some tucks. I think I'll do it up. I already made the decision by putting tape on. Okay, so my little tucks, these are out of the sticker sheets. Just going to come up off the bottom a little bit so you can get a fairly decent size photo on these. So here we have some nice tucks. We have that tuck. Okay, so let's put this on. Oh, I already inked it. It's this piece going this way. So see, this is off of a 12 by, no, this is an 8 by 8. And then I'm going to put just a smidgen of glue here on this side. And I put a gem, this is off the sticker sheet, and I put a gem up here at the top. So we have a little bit of a tuck, but you still have room here for photos. And then we're going to put Nevermore. I think I'm going to center this. It's not really a good place to put a tuck. All right, so let me kind of clean up here just a brief moment, and then I'm going to take a look and see if I'm missing anything. There's a tuck. Okay. Pocket and a couple more tucks. I think we did a good job there. Ta-da! So let's go ahead and get our tape out so we can put this in the album. And then I'll move on to the next signature. Now, when you're putting your tape on, be careful that your gusset's not trying to collapse on you, because then you're going to put the tape on the wrong side. You'll end up putting it on the gusset, and you don't want that. I've folded over so many of those that they're not as stiff as I like them to be, so they're kind of collapsing on me. I'll fix that when it goes in the album. Now this would look really super cool with, you know, maybe a couple of 2x2s right here. Dress that up just a tad bit. All right, so this is going to come in and sit just like this, but I'm going to turn it towards me at this angle so that I can see 3 of the edges to make sure I'm lining up the correct way. And I'm going to bring this gusseted edge right up to this edge of the paper. And then I'm going to make sure that I'm laying this down straight and that it's not off kilter like it's trying to do right now. Try as I might, I do have struggles here with this, putting this on at times. And that is one of the reasons why I don't remove the tape from all the way around. Did I put that right side up? I didn't. Oh. Oh, for crying out loud. I am just not paying attention to what I'm doing here. Goodness sakes. Right side up, this way. Right side up, right side up. So let's try this again. Bringing it right to the edge. And then I'm going to make sure it's lining up evenly. There we go. Then we'll get in here and we will burnish. And then I'm going to close this back up. And get in here. Now, I will make sure when I pull this tape that when I go to lay this gusset down that it is standing up nice and tall. And I'm just going to push back on it a little bit so that it flattens out for me, and then I'm going to commit the tape. Okay. And then the same thing on this. I'll make sure that this gusset's staying straight, and it is. Now I'll get in here and burnish. All right, these close first, then this. There we go. We're all done. And I will see you on the next build.